Got 5 minutes.
We got this, sisters. Here we go.
Yay, this is fun.
Thank you,
This
Sarah
is
Jane, for
called
showing up.
excitement.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
We're going to be reaching everybody's hearts. This is going to be a lot of healing too, and celebration.
Maria, celebrate you with all your powers.
Gotta go.
I just got shivers. You are such a magician.
You are.
Yeah, right. You are too. I could tell that for sure.
You guys ready?
Here we go.
Let's go. Let's do it. We got this.
Recording in progress.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to see you. Hi. Oh my goodness. We're here together. And yeah, we're just coming in. So take a couple minutes, get yourself comfortable and oriented in your space, right? We're going to be spending some time together today. Wonderful. And so, yeah, just coming into this space and finding your seat. I'm going to ring the bell. And almost all of you know me well, but I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Maria, and I am so honored to be here with all of you. And I'm going to formally welcome you to this temple. This is the first time I'm calling one of my circles a temple. So you are entering into a sacred space, and I'm welcoming you. And the name of this temple, the intention of this temple is reframing the Father. And see, I'm sitting in a frame, and I'm a midwife, right? My job is to be in the doorway of whatever comes through. And so here I am sitting in the doorway once again with all of you. And what we're going to do today in this temple, at least my intention, is for us to reframe the Father. And I put Father in quotations, like whatever the Father means to us, it's going to be shifting and changing throughout this whole time together, what the Father is. But we're going to clear away some old karma and all the stuff that's like getting in between us and our divine masculine. And this old karma is interfering with our relationships and with our partners and with our children and with ourselves. So we want to clear it away. And then we want to be able to receive and come into harmony with the divine aspects of the masculine within ourselves. And so while we're coming here, I really want to acknowledge you and thank you for showing up, because it took a lot for us to just show up right here, right now, even within myself and within the sisters that are holding space. I know that a lot just happened. So thank you. for showing up and being present here. And another thing for you to show up, that means you have some level of support. And there's a support system that's holding you. And I want to acknowledge and extend my gratitude to your support system for having you to be here. Because when we're reframing the father and the masculine, we get to lean into that support system. That's what the masculine is. That's one of the beautiful qualities. And so today, I'm starting to get excited now. I'm seeing you. So I want to get excited because this doesn't have to be a temple where we're just sitting really still. Because today what we're going to do is we're going to create some alchemy. Which, in order to reframe a structure, we have to do it powerfully. We have to do it with intention. We have to be clear. We have to power up. And so in order to power up and to create alchemy, and for alchemy to work, there are 3 primary components. Right? The first component to any alchemical process is a container, right? So if you're going to make peppermint tea, you need a pot to cook it in. So we're going to make a container. And that container partially is us. Our energy is going to create this container. The other piece of alchemy is the ingredients. We're going to change one thing from one form into another form, right? If you're going to make peppermint tea, you need to have peppermint and you need to have water. And then you're going to create a third thing, right? So the ingredients into our alchemical container is going to be all this karma and all this energy that we're going to clear out of our bodies, and we're going to put that into the container. So that's going to be the ingredients. And then the other piece of it is energy, is fire, is heat, is light. And so again, we're going to create a bunch of energy and fire and light so that all this karma can be released. And when we're making this alchemical container, we're having 2 containers. We're having our bigger container, all of us, the one that we're all creating, co-creating. And then we have our own individual container that we're going to be working on and working within. Okay, so having that in your mind. So I want us to start off. Generally, we do a grounding meditation and an invocation. So I would like us to start off by creating this alchemical container. Okay, and I'd like us to bring our energies together, to co-create, to weave together, to envision, to embody something that becomes bigger than us. I know we're just dropping right into this space, so I'm inviting you. Are you willing? Are you ready to drop in and create some energy together? All right, I get a yes. All right, I'm seeing us getting activated. Okay, so we're getting activated. We're going to ground into this container. Okay, so let's just do this. Let's set everything aside. Take a deep breath. I'm going to have a sip. And okay. So when we're going to do this, what we're going to do is we're setting everything aside and bring your attention to yourself. Like feel yourself on this chair, right? And take a deep breath and just feel your body. And now feel your body and feel that energy in your body and feel your awareness and feel it radiating outward and extending to the edges of the room. And the invitation here is keeping your eyes open, right? This is eyes open awareness. Becoming aware of the room that you're in, like seeing the walls, the ceiling, the floor, the things in your room, and extending your energy outward to the edges of the room to fill in your space, right? And now shifting your awareness to seeing the people on the screen, each one of us in our little boxes, right? Seeing us and becoming aware of each other. And making a motion with your body, like see how I'm making a motion, I can feel myself undulating and I'm starting to extend my awareness outward toward everyone in this room. So whatever you feel like that you're doing, to breathe and be aware and extending your energy toward each other in this circle, becoming aware of each other. Some of us have never met before. You're seeing people, faces other than my own, you have never seen. We're extending our energy to these women for the first time, right? Right? This is creating an expanded awareness. And then when you start to connect with someone on the screen, you start to see them and they see you, smile, right? There you go. I see you, Emily, smiling. I see you, Daisy. I see you, Tara. I see you, Sandra. I see you, Sarah Jane. I see you, Fabian and Pita and Wendy and Rose and Sandra. I see you. See? And smile. Anchor into the seeing right there. Okay. So here we are. We're extending our seeing. This is dynamic. This is powerful. We're already creating something powerful and we don't even know each other yet. Okay, this is beautiful. So here we go. We're going to go in. Now let's turn inward. Now it's time to turn inward. Now it's time to close your eyes. Now it's time to settle in with your breath. Now it's time to shift your awareness from this ordinary awareness to something extraordinary inside your body with your breath. Having your breath drop from the top of your head all the way down through the center of your body, down into your hips, down into your legs, into your feet, into the floor, and into the earth. And I invite you to connect with the part of yourself that feels really creative, and that part of yourself that is talented, and that part of yourself that is powerful and resourced. Connecting to that part of yourself that you like best. Connecting to that part of yourself that you feel like is your essence, to the fullest expression of who you are. And breathing deeply and connecting to that part of yourself that is capable of loving courageously. And that part of yourself that is able to love and extend empathy and care out to other people. Like I just saw you all do that. You extended empathy and care to other people. That part of you that can care about others, turn that part toward yourself. Turn that empathy and that tenderness and that love and care toward you. So you're turning your gifts and your power and your love toward yourself as you sink even deeper. And now we're going to shift our awareness and remember a time when you felt connected to a higher power. When you felt the presence of grace. And you are in the presence of an intelligence in the universe that is way bigger than you. And yet it's holding you and loving you and protecting you at all times. And now I invite you to extend your energy again outward to the edges of the room and start to open your eyes. And again, becoming aware of each other in this circle, because we're creating this container together, and seeing each other and remembering a time when you felt completely safe to be seen by someone else, when you felt safe to be supported. And knowing that in this circle you are not alone, none of us are alone, and that we're already connected to a field of support that is connected to ourselves, connected to each other, and connected to a higher intelligence, and that we already have everything we need right here, right now, to alchemize and to harmonize and to clear energy and to take those old destructive patterns and to transform them into patterns that serve us, that protect us, and that love us, and that hold us in a way that don't constrain us, but then we can fully emerge. And so here we are. Now we are going to imagine that we're physically stepping into this circle. Like, imagine your right foot is stepping forward and your left foot is stepping forward, and you're stepping into this circle. And now here we are, eye to eye, heart to heart, wound to wound. And when we step in, we have enough space for our fullness, for our full authority, for our full expression. And there's enough space for the sisters that are listening on this recording. There are a few women that are going to listen to this afterward. And so there's enough room for them in this circle too. And we're stepping in, standing in this knowing that our presence is powerful, and that we are creating a space, and this container is safe, and it is now activated. Okay, and so together we say yes, and we say thank you, and we say so it shall be. Okay, so here we're now activated. Yes, thank you, so it shall be. Gorgeous. So now we're here. So we started our first layer of alchemy. We were starting to create this container, right? Okay, so now we need to bring the next layer in, which is heat and fire and more of our presence, right? So we need to make this a little bit more strong. So we're going to stitch in. And I don't think any of you have ever stitched in before. So, except for Emily. Emily has stitched in before. So what we're going to do, we are going to make sure you have your candle and your lighter. This is popcorn style. So it doesn't really matter who goes first. It's just whenever you feel called to stitch in, you're going to just come in, okay? When it's your turn to speak, you're going to unmute yourself. What we're doing is introducing ourselves, okay? So when we stitch in, this is really pretty quick and simple. I'm going to say my name, where I'm from, and the one thing that I'm bringing to this circle, what I'm bringing to this alchemical container. Okay, so I'll show by example. My name is Maria, and I'm in Fayetteville, Arkansas, with some of these other sisters in this room. And I am bringing activation to this circle. And so when you feel called, stitch in.
I'm Sarah Jane. I'm joining you from Buckinghamshire in the UK. And I bring to this circle my heart, which is linked via the ley lines to Avalon, to Glastonbury, and the chalice in the well.
Welcome.
Hello, my name is Fabian, and I am here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Great. And I just want to listen. So I bring to this circle, just listen.
Listen.
I'm Emily, and I'm in Connecticut, and I think I bring to this circle vulnerability.
I'm also from Fayetteville, Arkansas, or living in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And am I cutting out? Okay. And I'm bringing, actually, I feel like, most importantly, an empathy for the masculine as the only girl of four children, 3 brothers. So a lot of masculine empathy.
Welcome.
Hello, I'm Sandra. And hopefully this will light. There we go. I'm from the Houston, Texas area, north of Houston, Texas, where it's warm, that sun, that energy's coming in like crazy now, representing the Leo season. And what I bring to this circle is harmony. Harmony between the feminine, divine feminine, and the divine masculine. This is the time, this is the space, this is the season of harmonization. Not one above the other, just equal. So thank you.
I am Wendy. I am from Karora in Australia. And I bring presence.
You do. Mm.
I'm Daisy. I'm living in San Diego, California. I bring in the ancient wisdom from Lumerian, the wisdom of heart healing and completion. And we are whole inside and out.
Thank you. Welcome.
My name is Peter. I'm coming from central Victoria in Australia. And I am bringing the golden heart, the fire energy of the mother returning after winter, rising up from below. Golden light.
Hail and welcome, golden light. Mm.
I'm Rose. I'm here in Houston, Texas as well. And I'm bringing passion to this temple party.
Welcome. Beautiful. So this is beautiful. And so now, yeah, bring your candle as close to the screen as you can, so we can like light it up. See, like each one of us has our own individual candle, but then together we burn so much brighter. The world just gets lighter and brighter. And by bringing our flame together, that alchemical container just gets stronger and more purified and more potent. Thank you. Look at your beautiful light. Thank you. So keep this close. And we're entering into a temple, which is sacred space. So, and we're doing, this harmonization, this holy work of the golden flame of memory, of empathy toward the masculine, vulnerability, our presence, right? We're bringing activation and passion and wisdom and listening and receptivity all into this circle. And so this is sacred work. And when we're reframing our lives, we're reframing our body, and I'm seeing my body more and more as a temple. So let's anoint our bodies and anoint our temples. So if you have an oil with you, let's take a moment and select your oil. And holding the oil in your hands with appreciation and gratitude for the plants and herbs that are in there, the resins, the barks, and all the hands it took to get here to you, right? And rubbing it between your hands. And then opening it up, and smelling it, meeting the aroma. And feeling that shift right there. There was a shift. And then taking a drop or two into the palms of your hands and activating the palms of your hands. Later during our time together, we're going to do a Qigong practice, and we're going to utilize the palms of your hands as magnets. So right now you're activating the palms of your hands, energizing them, waking them up. And then when you're ready, taking a nice deep breath, inhaling the aroma. And then raising your hands up and clearing your auric field, clearing your mind, clearing this space all around you. And then touching the crown of your head, blessing as you open to the divine. And anointing your third eye, activating your inner wisdom, your inner vision, your spiritual centers. And anointing your throat so you can speak your truth. And anointing your heart that can hold so much. And anointing your breast. We're divine feminine. Anoint your breast. Yeah. And your belly and your womb space. And anointing your pubic bone and your yoni. And your hips and your legs, and even down to your feet. You're walking this earth with grace and stability and strength, right? Down to your feet. Your whole body is now being blessed and anointed. Mm, beautiful. Okay. So here we go. So in a temple space and in alchemy, there are a few agreements. These are not rules. These are ways, these are structures, these are pillars that hold us in containment. Again, this whole beginning part of our temple is all very masculine. Like we have containers, containment. And so their first agreement that I just ask that you speak out loud or you just raise your hand is honoring that this space is sacred, right? And that everything we say and do in this space is confidential. And even though I am recording this, those sisters that are listening, they're in agreement. We're asking them to go through this with us as well, to go through the agreement. So if you can agree to this being a sacred space and everything being confidential, I invite you to raise your hand or say yes. Okay. And the next one is honoring our self-authority and our sovereignty. Right? We're not asking permission for anyone. We're not needing approval. We are here in our knowing. And if at any point in time I do something or say something to ask you to do in a meditation that's not in your alignment, you have your own authority and your own discernment to know what works for you and what doesn't. Just let it go. And in that self-authority, it leads into really the next, it's not the next one, but I'm going to make it be the next one, which is sacred witnessing. Because sacred witnessing is in your self-authority, you are able to express yourself and your truth. But then as a witness, you are receiving someone else's truth, right? As a witness, we are honoring, we're not fixing, mending to, tending, or giving any advice. We are receiving and saying, I see you, I hear you, I love you, as you stand in your sovereignty. And I extend unconditional love and compassion to you. And so when someone shares something that you agree with or that lights you up, or after they speak, you notice we put our hands up. That's beaming, saying, I witness you, I receive you. Okay? So if you can agree to that, I ask you to raise your hand and say yes. Okay. Okay. And so the next one is empty presence. Because we're in a temple, we're not at a coffee shop. In a coffee shop, you talk, you think from your mind, you personality talk. We're here, we're going to sink down out of our mind into our hearts. And when we're in our hearts, that's when we really can be in our sovereignty. And that's where we really can be a sacred witness. So I ask that every time as we're hearing a sister speak and share, and as we're going through these meditations, that we drop into our hearts and we stay into our hearts. And that's called being an empty presence. If you agree to empty presence, say yes. Okay. And then going deeper in, we're going to drop even deeper down into our wombs. And when we go deep down into our deeper, wider center, then we're in our truth, right? Then we're really become in alignment. And when we speak, we call this in the temple speaking from the womb of silence. And this place, what happens is you slow down and you're spoken rather than talking. So when it's your turn to share your truth, I invite you to drop all the way down to your deeper, wider center and share your truth from that place. Are we in agreement with that? Thank you. And the final one is going the distance. And as the midwife in me is going all the way through, there might be things that come up, because in a minute we're going to scan through our bodies and I'm about to take you into places, into emotions that are not all comfortable, right? And we're not going to linger in those places for a long time. And so it's really important that the first thing that triggers us is not the last thing and we bounce out. We go all the way through that whole thing. We go all the way through, all the way to the end, and we explore that emotion all the way through to the end, and we have this whole experience. We go the distance. And I know this, that things pop up and they will pop up. We anticipate that, but that's not going to stop us because we're standing in our power. Are we in agreement to go the distance? Yes. Okay. Perfect. So here we are. Our container has been set. It's been activated. We've all been fully present. The pillars are up. So we're about to enter into the temple. I just want to give you a brief bit of context. I don't want to stay up here in the head too long, but the reason I brought this temple together is from being, growing up and having, not growing up with my dad and having a stepdad and having a birthday right on Father's Day and wondering, hoping I could have a dad for my birthday, right? And so that comes up, and I just had a birthday, so it's very real and very big. And I'm in this temple guide training, and they're like, let's do a temple on something that's real and big for you. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it on the divine masculine, because I also see in my personal relationships how this, my dad thing, this abandonment issue, how I thought I dealt with it, is showing up in all of my relationships with the other people in my life. They're not even all men, but they're showing up with people that I love, with my husband, with partners, with my son. It's like this pattern is replaying over and over. And so I'm seeing it now, and I have some tools that are helping me go through it. And so I wanted to share those with you. And the last reason that I'm doing this temple right now is because, just some context, I keep mentioning I'm a midwife, but prior to midwife, I always operated from the place that I didn't really care about men, or I didn't respect them. Let's say it that way. They were dominating me or controlling me or shutting me down, or I wanted them to think I was cute and be pretty, and I wanted somehow to get their attention, but neither one of those were really all that wholesome, right? And then I started attending births, and I saw these first few men, and they were like devoted to, they were present and they were aware at the birth, and they cared and they protected and they shared, and they were there helping with their partners and with their babies. And I kind of thought it was just a few of them. And then I've attended hundreds and hundreds of births, and men just keep showing up. And I'm like, oh my God, did you know they are amazing? I didn't know that. I do now. And so now I'm here like you, with empathy and with harmony to, we have some patterns to rearrange and shift out, but there is some real beauty to embrace, and it's gorgeous. The union is gorgeous. So that's why I'm holding this temple. And I'd like to invite Sandra to just speak really briefly. Another piece of the context here is we're just in this big, huge full moon, right? And we're in the full moon Leo, and she's going to tell us about it. But just briefly tell us about this big full moon. And she did a whole temple to it yesterday.
Hi, sisters. You can see behind me, I have the full moon here. And this full moon is really special. It is the thunder moon. Thunder, if you think about thunder season, when summer comes, it's very powerful. And it's also in the sign of Aquarius. And Aquarius is about freedom. It's about challenging the status quo. It's about liberation and humanity. And then when you couple that in the sign, the month, the sun is in Leo. Leo is about being center stage. Leo is about, look at me. I matter. My voice matters. Courage, confidence. Okay, so we have two things here. We have the moon, who's emotional. It's a sign of the divine feminine. Then we have an opposition always is the sun It's in Leo. It's the divine masculine. How do we harmonize those two together? And it's about letting go of our fantasy of what things should be of the past and step into the future because there's something better for you. And change is happening, and the sign of Aquarius is encouraging us and calling us to let's change. It comes from within. Who we are, truth, right? Who we are as a person, deep down inside, who we deserve. We deserve love and compassion, and we deserve everything. We are so sovereign and beautiful, and our crystalline light needs to come out from deep down in our hearts and shine, just like this full moon. And now we have backing from Leo. Let's take advantage of that confidence, that courage, and go together with the lion and the lioness and make that harmony together. And let go of anything that is a narrative that is pulling you backwards, that's not allowing you to step in your true essence in this full moon. So I just ask that you just really go deep down and just really bask in who you are as a person, so you can stand strong in your sovereignty. And it really doesn't matter what's going on around you. You just know you're a special being. This is what you were born to do, and this is what you're here to do.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, because as above, so below, we're going through this whole process, and like it's being supported in the moon. And they show this is a perfect dynamic of the sun reflecting the light on the moon. And one other piece about this context, right before we go into the temple, is we're in the temple, but we're going to go deeper in. And I just want to give you a little bit of context too. You know, we all grew up differently. We all have been shaped and molded by our care providers in our lives. And since the temple today is focused on men, we're just going to, and on the masculine. And I keep saying men, but really I want to correct myself. It's not even really about gender, it's the frequency, right? So I really want to, see even there, I'm still in that pattern. But we, you know, as little girls, we grew up with our care providers being present or not present in our school systems and our systems. And so they taught us how to be, how to feel, how to live. And really what they taught us is how we should behave so we'll be loved, and how we should behave so we can be pleased. And so how we can be, you know, if we please people, then we'll be rewarded, and how they think about us. And so then we can be accepted. And so this shapes our whole lives so that we can now be successful. And we learned all this how to be. A lot of it is shaped from these unhealthy masculine patterns, right? And there's also so many other healthy masculine patterns that are helping us too. But some of the ones, just kind of think about it. Do you resonate with like needing to please people all the time, or needing to be a good girl? Or I don't resonate with that, but I resonate with needing to be an overachiever and needing to have really high expectations. I resonate with that one. Or needing to be in control. or don't be vulnerable, right? So those are just ways that we kind of have been shift contained. And there are a few, just since I'm coming a little bit from a Qigong perspective in this temple, we're going to do a Qigong form. You know, we talk about yin and yang. So you might hear me say yin for the feminine and yang for the masculine, if you just are wondering what I'm meaning by that. But I'm just going to presence a few of these ways of approaching the world and just noticing the difference. You know, you think about masculine is very projectile. They project. And then the feminine's receptive, right? The masculines are really thinking, and the feminine feels. You know, the masculine will it to be done, and the feminine wants it to be done, right? I'm not going to do this whole list here, but the masculine will contain the life, and then the feminine will create the life. The masculine will want to manage everything, and the feminine will want to make life really meaningful. And then there's some like shadow qualities, you know, you can think about. We all want that protection, but we don't want to be oppressed, right? We all want this containment, but we don't want to be dominated or imprisoned, right? Yeah, and so we all want this like this ability to like express our emotion and to feel, and then but we don't want the anger or the stoicism where there's just some lack of emotion. So I'm just presencing these things not to get caught in them too much, but to not, so that we don't live in a rainbow unicorn world in which is everything's rainbow perfect. But we have an awareness that when we're dismantling a structure and remantling a structure, it's because some of it doesn't fit or work, and we're naming it so that we know that we don't want it anymore in our lives, and so that we can embody something different. Okay, so I just wanted to give voice to that. That's the context of this temple. And so now I'm going to ring the bell. Let's shift, have a sip. We're about to enter into the temple. Ah, okay. So in this circle today, in this temple today, we're going to clear away our karma and the energy patterns so that we can deepen our ability to trust, and so we can receive the qualities of the masculine. Okay. And so one thing I want to presence too is when we're about to go through the temple gates, and then we're about to go into an experience. The masculine might shift for you. I'm going to lead you, and from a Qigong perspective, your body holds emotions in your organs. Each organ holds a different emotion. So at sometimes you might be working with your father, your stepfather, the father of your children, the Holy Father, the Heavenly Father. It might be a boss. It might be your son. It might be any number of ways that the masculine adapts and shifts as you go through. That's okay. Allow that to happen so that you can just work with whatever's coming up. Okay? Because we're about to enter into the sanctuary of the Divine Father. Okay. And you're going to see me shift because I am embodying the energy of the Divine Father. And you, my daughter, are the meeting place of heaven and earth. You are standing or sitting on the Great Mother, which is the yin, and you receive her energy, her nourishment through the roots of your body. And her nourishment goes up through your body. And you receive me, the masculine energy from above. My energy and wisdom pours down like the sun through the top of your head, down through your body, and down back into the Great Mother. You, my daughter, are a sacred vessel and a divine channel of both energies. And I am the gate of the Divine Father. My child, I love you. What is blocking you from trusting me and fully receiving my love? What do you need to lay down at this gate so you can receive my guidance and protection?
And when you are ready to share, I invite you to speak or to put your release in the chat.
I lay down my non-respect of the masculine. my disrespect.
I lay down my fear that if I love you and let you in, you will leave me.
I don't know what to lay down because there's a lot. So I'm just here.
I second that same notion. I don't know what to lay down. It seems like too much. I don't know where to begin.
Although I'm not actually sure if I'm capable of this in the moment, I'm going to try really hard to set my intention to lay down my anger at the masculine.
I sit here at this gate as I lay down blame and take my own responsibility for my choice to be happy and loved. And I lay down the shields around my heart that are preventing that from happening.
And if you want to lay down your release at the gate and don't want to say it out loud, I still invite you to speak it out loud in your space.
I lay down the sense and the need to cure you and the feeling that you need to be healed. I fully embracing the unique beauty of you, the strength, the courage, the unique, magnificent beauty, the innate tenacity, magic, and bright light that always shining so bright within you.
I lay down the wound of betrayal, that you were not there to protect me when I needed you or at my most vulnerable.
I lay down my shield and my fear that if I lay down my shield, I will be picked on.
All of you, everything that is laid down. So beautiful. Let it go. And let's go deeper in to this temple. And let's start to clear away these old patterns. Okay. Remember, this is always on your own terms. We're going to travel through your bodies and into your emotions, and we're going to find all the old energies that need to be released there. The invitation here is we're not getting caught in the old story. We're not getting caught in the whole thing. It's just like that part of you that is that badass, smart, savvy woman that knows what to do, that walks into the room and can clear the counter. And you look at something and you know that that's recycling, that's trash, that's compost, and I'm going to just wash that dish. That part of you that knows what's what, that's who's activated. And we're going to go through and you're going to like, put it where it needs to go. Okay? Okay. So I invite you to settle into your seat and turn inward. We're about to go on a journey inside your body. Okay. And as you're turning inward, again, dropping down from the top of your head, dropping your attention down all the way through the center of your body, down to your hips, down into your legs, down into your feet, and into the earth. And now imagine that you're kneeling down on the earth. And with your hands, you are kneeling down and you dig a hole into the earth in front of you. And this, you dig this hole in the earth. This is going to be your alchemical container. Right? This hole is going to be big enough and strong enough for you to put anything and everything that needs to be released here today. You can put it in that container. And some of you are going to be drawn to the alchemy and the element of fire. Some are going to work with water. Others might choose earth, right? But you have your ingredients and you have your whole. Does everybody have their whole? Okay. So now let's take a nice deep breath and let's reconnect with that part of ourself that is fully resourced and connected to a higher power. That part of yourself that feels capable and knows what to do. And that part of yourself that is loving and compassionate and empathetic and knows how to take care of others and knows how to take care of yourself. And I invite you to connect with that part of yourself that can witness and that can observe yourself as you're going through this experience. So here you are, you're sitting here in your power with your love and compassion and your empathy, and you're witnessing yourself as you're anchored in on the earth, and you can feel yourself expanded in a place of fortitude. All right, so now we're ready to release these old energies. Taking a nice deep breath and dropping even deeper and wider. And now imagine that masculine aspect that you're working with comes to you to apologize. What does he have to apologize to you for? What is he asking you to forgive? What is he asking you to clear away because it doesn't serve you anymore? So shift your awareness to your mind. And in your mind, scan your memories and your thoughts to see what is coming to you, what sensations or images or feelings from the masculine that needs to be cleared away. You feel the thoughts and the memories. Here we go. And with your energy hand, scoop those memories, scoop those thoughts out of your head and put them into the hole, into the earth, into your alchemical container. Take them and put them in the hole. We're going to move somewhat quickly, so shift your awareness now to your ears. Listen for any sounds, tones of voice, anything that's being said that you can hear right now that needs to be released. And with your intention, finding those sounds and those tones of voice, reach into your ears and clear them away and remove them and put them into your alchemical container. And shifting with your breath, a cleansing breath, shifting now to your eyes. Look and see any images that are appearing that hold old patterns, any images that are playing before you that you no longer want to see or need anymore, and take your hands, seeing those images and taking your hands and wiping your eyes clear of the debris and taking that energy and put it into the earth. Beautiful. Taking a deep breath and shifting down now, down through your throat. Sorry, we're going to go to our mouth first. We have to find our words. Finding our words that might be hurtful or outdated. Finding the things that come out of our own mouths. And taking our energy hand and clearing our mouths, our words, all the way out, pulling it out and putting it into the earth. Beautiful. And shifting down now to the throat and feeling and seeing if there's anything stuck here, anything that you couldn't say, anytime you couldn't speak your truth. Feeling that blockage and reaching down with love and confidence, clearing that blockage from your throat, anything that's preventing you from speaking your truth, and placing that into the cauldron, into your container to be transformed and liberated. And taking a deep breath now, moving down into your lungs. Your lungs hold the emotion of grief. And taking a moment to feel into your lungs and any lingering grief that you're experiencing from the masculine. And with empathy and with great care, gently clear away and remove any of the residue of that grief that is lingering in you and place it into the earth. Beautiful. And shifting now with your breath, dropping into your heart and searching your heart for any emotions of apathy or hatred or any blockages from receiving love. Feeling that in your heart, in that sensation, and with great tenderness and skill, go into your heart space and remove them from your body. And take that and put it into the earth. So it's not upsetting you anymore. And shifting with your breath down deeper into your body. Now we're going to our liver on the right side of your abdomen. Your liver holds anger. And look for anything that still pisses you off. And if this is the right time and the right place, take a hold of that pattern, take a hold of that memory, take a hold of that, and pull it out of your body and put it into the container, into the earth. Beautiful. And now shifting to the other side of your abdomen to your spleen. Your spleen holds the emotion of worry. And taking a deep breath and leaning into to see what is worrying you about the masculine. Look inside and see what worries are ready to be released today. And with skill and trust, take your energy hand and remove those worries from your body and place them into the earth. Nice cleansing breath and moving deeper now to your kidneys. Your kidneys hold the emotion of fear. What frightens you about the masculine? What fears are grounded in reality and which ones are not real? But either way, these fears are keeping you from living your fullest life. So what fears are ready to be released today? With confidence and skill, take a hold of your fears and place them into your container to be transformed and transmuted. Breathing deeper now, we're going to connect down into our womb space. Staying connected to your wiser self, your empathetic self, and going into your womb space. Search your space for creativity and for curiosity and see what things are implanted or embedded or is growing, what strings, what residue, what is inside your womb space from the divine masculine that is not serving you, that you don't need to carry anymore. What's ready to be released? And so with that tenderness, reach in and clear your womb space of all this old karma that you don't need anymore and place it into the earth. And moving even deeper now into your yoni, the place where you experience pleasure, and see if there's anything that's interfering with your ability to express yourself and to experience the beauty. This is a very sensitive and sacred space in your body that requires the utmost care. And seeing anything that still is in that area that needs to be removed, and with tenderness please remove it from your body and place it into the ground. And shifting again into your bones, because we are reframing the masculine. We are reframing our body and our temple. That means we need to clear away the old karma that we've been carrying in our bones. Our bones hold the memories of our ancestors. Our bones hold our DNA. Our bones hold structures from patterns that are not ours. And some of them need to stay, and some of them have been repeated with so much momentum that we need to redesign and reshift them. So going into your bones, search and find anything that feels ready to be released today so that your structure can hold you in alignment better. So reaching into your bones and releasing those patterns and putting them into the earth. Taking a deep breath, take a few final sweeps of your entire body, your energy body, your any organ, every space. Find any last residue that needs to be released today and collect it and put it into the earth. And so here you have your container. All your karma is in the earth and it's ready to be released. So those of you that are attracted to fire, imagine that you're building a sacred fire and you're purifying and burning away all the karma. And so you can see the flames are rising up to the sky, up to the heavens, and you can see the embers and the sparks and the smoke. They're rising up to the heavens, and you see the rest of it turn to ash and become earth. And for those of you that love to work with water, allow your container to become so deep and so wide it's like an ocean. And imagine all this karma becomes diluted and dissolves into the water. And imagine the rays of the sun are now coming down, and the rays of the sun are heating up the water, and the water evaporates and becomes clouds and becomes rain and falls down to the earth again, creating a cycle. And for those of you that love the earth, let the earth cover your karma. Let the soil cover the karma. And then the sun heats up the soil to activate it so that this karma starts to decompose. It starts to compost. And new soil is formed that's fertile and filled with new light. And you see the rays of sun coming down, and you see that it activates the growth, and new plants are starting to grow. And so now you are growing flowers and medicinal plants and food and medicine that's nourishing yourself, nourishing your family, nourishing your entire ecosystem. You are alchemizing, transforming that energy right here, right now. Beautiful. And taking a nice deep breath, a cleansing breath, and start to let this image become smaller and smaller as it becomes complete. You're feeling this image come to completion. You're feeling yourself doing whatever you need to do in your body for this process to feel complete, and for you to start to come back into your body, come back into the chair and back into the room and back into this space. So that I know is a lot. And since we're clearing, what I'd like to do is I want to turn on some music, and it's going to be about 5 or 6 minutes. And I invite you, if you want to journal something, but really, I invite you get up, go pee, literally go to the bathroom, let it out of your body, wash your hands, wash your face, get a sip, have a bite, journal, move around, and then we'll come back together. And I'm going to put you into pairs, and we're going to process that feeling. We'll have about 10 minutes to process that feeling, so you can just get it out, right? And then we'll be clear, and then we can receive something. So I'm turning on the music, and you're just doing what you need to do, and we'll be back together.
Maria, we're coming back at 5:30 Central Time. Is that right?
That sounds perfect.
Okay.
In 5 minutes, whatever 5 minutes is.
Okay, 25-ish.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I'm going to find the song.
I'll put it in the chat too, just in case people forget. 5:25,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
In this land of an hour, the colors bahira. In this land of an hour, the colors bahira. Biga tella you, evatira nera tara. Biga we tella you, break me out the pattern, the rings of Saturn, yeah. But get me out of my way. I surrender mission to gain another vision. Get me out of my way. The stars, they be whispering, longing to be kindred. Get me out of my way. A true double seeker to find the inner teacher. Get me out of my way. I'm still learning how to walk in my fire, live in my fire, love in my fire. I'm still learning how to walk in my fire, live in my fire, love in my fire. If I try to push, I leave myself blinded, yeah. Get me out of my way. And so I stay reminded, it's all perfect timing. Get me out of my way. I gotta go under if I wanna find it. Get me out of my way.
Welcome back. Okay. So, can everybody hear me? All of a sudden I'm wondering. Okay. Awesome. So we just went through a lot and you're about to go into these breakout rooms. So my invitation to you is you really only have about 10 minutes, right? My invitation is to stay dropped into that empty presence and speak from the womb of silence. You're meeting somebody possibly that you've never met before. It doesn't really matter who they are, where they're from. You've already created a powerful connection. So you'll have 10 minutes together. There'll be at the top, there'll be like this room is going to break out in 60 seconds, and then there'll be a countdown, and then you'll be back in this space. And Daisy, you and I are going to need to be in a room together. The thing is, I don't exactly yet know how to get into the room with you, so just stay there until I get there. Okay. So here we go. Are we ready? Are there any questions? Are we good?
Yes, I have a question, Maria. Are we just
Yes,
discussing
ma'am.
kind of what we experienced and whatever
Yeah,
comes
oh yeah,
up?
let me be that. This is just a process. What you don't want to get all heady about it, but you want to feel like what emotion spoke to you, what was the most powerful or profound thing that you just released, or what you're feeling now afterward, how you felt before it, how you feel after. Just whatever. I just know sometimes I just have to. Yeah, it's whatever feels the most alive that needs to just be expressed in a safe container without a long story to it. Okay, this is just your opportunity to release whatever you put in that container. This is an extension of that container. So you should be shifting into those rooms. We might stay together. Is that the case?
Oh, you want me to stay together, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Cool. Oh, cool. So yeah, I didn't know how to get to you. So but here we are. So perfect. Whew. I want to drop into empty presence. We have a few minutes I'd really love to hear and receive what that was like going through your body and all the emotions and all the things you've released.
I felt like there's a female entity put kind of like a white and sparkling silvery blouse dress all over my body, and then I pass out. It was very healing, like moonlight, just laying. Yeah, very cooling. Yeah,
Beautiful.
I wish I recorded, but you recorded so I can re-listen, because I didn't really remember anything.
Well, yeah, when you're in a meditative state, you kind of don't remember. I mean, you do. That's your witness self, bringing your witness self in. Mhm. Mm. I'm, yeah, I'm sitting in here. I've gone through that meditation so many times now to prepare for this. So, but I can really, there's places where I can really feel like taking it out and putting it into the fire. I can really feel it like leaving. And then there's an openness.
Recently, I do remember one thing before I pass out. Recently, I have some kind of recognition. Like oftentimes I feel like there's some kind of opening. Feel like there's another voice, another esophagus opening, that where all my anxiety and needs and wants and rising from, and or need attention, or what I focus on is sending the healing, kind of like indigo color of healing, like the kind of blue balm just pouring in. I just remember that, oh, there's some point I was like, oh, whoever here send me healing, I really wanted that. And then I just passed out, I remember, and then that female entity come over.
That's beautiful. And yeah. Oh, I'm not used to talking like this, so maybe I love this, but at the same time, I'm wondering if the next temple, if I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to share, but I also wanted there to be a short amount of time for them to share. So now here I am, I'm processing the temple with you, not the meditation, but I'll stay in empty presence.
Do you have like certain kind of needs to go somewhere, or that's why you feel like the time is not enough?
No, I don't have to be anywhere. I want to be respectful of other people's time, I'm just done when I'm done. I eat when I'm hungry. I'm just really kind of in a fluid time space. So just to be respectful of other people.
Or maybe you can ask them if they want to stay, they can stay
later. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think next time I'll make this point a little bit small. I'm already like, I'm experiencing the temple, and the next time. So there'll be a next time. Let's do another time too. And also I put myself with you intentionally, because I enjoy everyone, but I enjoy your energy so much, so that I thought, oh, who should I sit with? I should sit with Daisy.
Oh, thank you. I feel so honored.
She'll help ground me to do the next piece, prepare me for the next piece.
Thank you. Yeah, the image of lion really resonates strongly with me. I felt like there's some kind of calling for the earth, for us to get together to recognize the courage inside each one of us, the fire of the Leo, the fire of the lion, just freely rolling around the land. There's no need to be anywhere. There's nothing bother us. Just do things. There's no specific purpose of anything, but just because of heart's desire, the joy of life. That. Yeah, just celebrate life and to be free.
Yeah. And in a lot of ways, I live that life a little bit. In some ways, I live that life of just living. And then Yeah. And then other times I
Mhm.
don't. Hmm.
That's one thing that I think a free encouraging society should allow a man to have the the choice of their life. They shouldn't be feel like obligated by any kind of, like, no matter who told them to do this, to do that. They should like work because of their desire and passion, not because they just need to punch the time card every day. To
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and that's part of what the restructuring is for us to do this for them. Not like what you said, I don't need to heal you, you're not broken. At the same time, they there's a society set up that doesn't really allow them to have their freedom of expression or their emotions, and they're really contained within the structure that's not serving them. And so for us, we're the ones that kind of have the emotion and have the creativity and almost have permission to express ourselves. So we're role modeling for them how to hold us, because they're doing everything. The masculine is to contain us, is to protect, is to support.
Yeah,
They don't have the example.
yeah, there's one thing, it's as you're doing this, I feel like to loosening up.
Yeah,
Uh,
loosening up.
yeah, for when I start study Chinese medicine, like one thing that I didn't complete the program Chinese medicine. It just one thing I feel what I struggle is I see myself as a healer, as other people need to be fixed, or myself need to be fixed, or there's some kind of demon or evil or sinful. But eventually it's a resignation that we all just working miracle in a big potential. Instead of seeing us as broken, we see each other as a big potential of magic and miracle. And then when we see, I mean, that's something I have to fix myself. I mean, I shouldn't say, I have to recognize myself as whole first instead of pushing and fixing myself. And because when I try to fix myself, immediately there's some kind of separation that going on. Okay, this part of my room is not good. And this part is right, this part is black. So, but when that division dissolve, and then just seeing the self as a beautiful baby full of potential of magic.
I can really relate to that. It's like I tend to do, alchemy, qigong. It's called or gong fu. It's work, hard work, the great work. So I always feel like I'm like working on myself. And there's a little bit to be said about, yes, doing the action at the same time. It's not like you always have to fix something, but there is maintenance is different than fixing. Like you have to clean your dishes, wash your dishes. You're not repairing the dish. You're just maintaining it. So there's a little play of like fixing and maintaining and work.
Yeah, that the doing dishes, things like that, or bathing, shower, all those take me years to meditate. Why I do that? Is there because I'm dirty, or because I have the sense of want to celebrate the joy of being in unionship with the water? My body just celebrate livelihood with the water vibration. Eventually, when I reach to that kind of sense of joy, and doing dishes or shower is no longer like a chore.
I love that. So our time. Let's shift back to the group, okay? Thank
Okay.
you for sitting with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're all back. Ah, welcome back. Mm. Have a little breath. Okay.
Mm.
I think we're expecting two more people. Oh, is there an echo? There is an echo. Maybe.
Can people mute themselves, please?
Yes.
Yeah, that might help. Okay. Brilliant.
Could everyone mute themselves, please?
Just unmuted everybody.
Welcome back to having a break. We cleansed, we had a break, we talked a little. So I feel like I want to shift in and drop back in, but I also do want to I feel like I do want to just connect with you really quickly before we drop back in. Is there anything that needs to be spoken or presenced right now with that releasing experience and that sharing experience before we go in to receive something? Is there anything really needs to be spoken?
Can I presence the courage that I see in this room?
Thank you. Thank you.
I also want to tell you that all of us are here and we're not alone. Like, you don't have to walk this path alone. You have support spiritually and with us physically and mentally.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I want to witness each one of our inner crystal light shining so bright and beautiful.
Thank you. So I invite you to just do your final little thing so that you feel ready to shift into the next realm. That's including myself. We're about to go into another meditative journey where what you need to have with you close at hand so you can have it in your hand while you're doing it is your stone. Do you have a little stone? Okay, so this is your stone. We're gonna utilize this in the journey. Okay, so keep it close or hold it while we're doing it. And you're so gorgeous, and all of you are just so close with your stone. Let's just do this. Put your stone up there. Can I take your picture? I don't know how to screenshot with one hand. Command. Oh, shoot. I don't know how to command shift with one hand. Anyways,
I
thank
can
you.
try to do it for you if you want.
Yeah, take our picture of our beautiful stones and beautiful faces. Beautiful. And then seriously, we're going to go in. Oh, look at that. They have holes and spaces and they're beautiful.
Okay, hold it up.
Okay, we're here.
Got it.
So here's our stone. Now we're ready. Now we're ready to receive a gift from the divine masculine. And remember, the masculine can be in a lot of different ways. Before we were kind of talking about our father or the men. Now we're stepping into a more heavenly realm, into a great spirit realm, right? So I invite you to set everything to one side. Feel yourself settling in and getting, taking a nice deep breath. Bringing your awareness inside your body and dropping down to your deeper, wider center. Again, down into your hips, your legs, your feet, and into the earth. We've just gone through an experience of clearing away the blockages. And now we have all this space in our body. And now we have space so that we can really bring forth and invite masculine qualities that will enhance us so that we can emerge as the divine feminine. So we're about to go on a journey. And so imagine yourself as you're walking down a pathway. All great journeys start walking on a trail into the forest. And as you walk into the forest, you can feel your feet on the earth with each step. This is a beautiful forest, and you can hear the birds, and you can see the rays of sunlight coming through the leaves. And as you're walking through the forest, you can even smell the flowers that are blooming. This is a beautiful landscape, and as you're journeying, you're walking, you can feel that this trail starts to go up the mountain. And you're walking up the mountain, and as you get higher up to the mountain, the trees become fewer and fewer trees. And then you get up to the top of the mountain. And at the top of the mountain, it's cleared off. And you can see 360 degrees all around you. And at the top of the mountain, you can see the sky is beautiful and it's clear. And there are these clouds. And there are these beams of light from the sun that are accentuating the clouds. And these beams of light are golden and they're expansive and they're radiating downward. And you can start to see that there is a beam of light that's touching the ground close to you. And as you look into that beam of light, you can start to see that there's a figure. And this figure is starting to walk toward you. And as this figure starts to walk toward you, you can see that it is this gorgeous lion, this male lion with a mane. And he is immense and massive and powerful. And even though he's so massive and powerful and close to you, you have never been this close to a lion like this before, and yet you feel safe. And you can feel his presence, and he starts to walk up toward you, and he is so massive, he towers over you. His height, you're looking up to him. And as he comes closer to you, this gorgeous lion sits down. And he's looking at you in your eyes. And then he lays down. so that you can see each other eye to eye. And this gorgeous lion looks at you, and as if he can speak, he starts to speak and communicate to you. And he says to you, sweet child, I have a message for you. I want you to know that you are so beautiful and that I love you. But there's something really important. There's something that I want you to know. Are you ready to receive my message? I need you to hear this and know this. I'm your heavenly Father. And you feel him shift and move and undulate. And then he starts to open his mind. And as he opens his mind, he starts to make available to you the message that he can transmit from the mind of God, from the consciousness of God. Starts to transmit this consciousness message. And you can feel your mind starting to shift and open and expand as the message, as this consciousness flows from his mind into your mind. You're receiving this message, and he starts to shift again, and you can see his ears twitching, and he makes available to you. He wants you to hear this message, and he activates and amplifies your inner hearing so that you can receive the message directly into your ears. And you're sitting in reverence with this gorgeous lion, and as he starts to shift and move, you're looking into his eyes, and his eyes shine so bright. And he says, there's something I want to show you. I want you to see you how I see you. And as you gaze into this gentle lion's eyes, you receive the gift of God's vision of you and of your splendid glory. And in his eyes, he holds you in the gaze of unconditional love. Shifting again. He opens his mouth and he lets out a roar that catalyzes and shakes you. And you realize just how powerful you are and your words are. And he starts to speak. And as he opens his mouth, the flow of energy from his mouth flows into your mouth, activating your ability to speak powerfully. And shifting again, this great lion becomes, he moves in a way you become aware of his throat, and he makes this movement so you can see how important it is to express yourself. And as you see this lion's throat opening and all this multitudes of expressions pour through his throat, activating and opening your throat, activating your ability to express and speak your truth. And moving through your body now, going deeper into this lion's body, he reveals his divine heart to you, his loving heart to you. And he reveals to you how devoted he is. And he shows his masculine presence and this unconditional love and this joy and this devotion and commitment. And he opens his heart and makes his love available to you. And you can feel your own heart opening and expanding in ways that it has never expanded before. Tapping into your ability to receive love into every fiber of your being, that you are inside of love and that you are in holy communion with the Great Spirit. And breathing and shifting again, you become aware of his body opening up, and you can see where his liver was, and you can feel in your body where you once had all this anger, and you can feel it transforming and shifting and becoming kindness. Kindness. And he makes this kindness and compassion available to you. And you feel how your whole perspective starts to harmonize. And shifting and moving again, his body shifts and you become aware of the area of his body that's his spleen. And you used to hold all this worry here. And now he's emanating this radiant light of compassion. And as this compassion flows from your body, it enters into the place that you used to hold worry. And now you too hold this empathy and compassion. And shifting again, you become aware of his kidneys in the back of his body. And he reminds you that his message is speaking directly to you and addressing your fears. And you notice how he shifts and moves. And as he's addressing your fears, he demonstrates courage. And you feel your own body shifting into a state and a stance where you fill up with courage. And you feel this courage radiating out through your entire body. Beautiful. And going deeper now, he shifts down into his belly, into his dantian, into his womb. He doesn't have a womb, but he has a space, the womb space. And he starts to generate this elixir of life force energy. And he emanates this energy of protection and safety. And he emanates this energy around you and holds you so you can be a creator of new life. He holds you as you create. And you feel the sensations in your body of being able to create while being completely safe. And shifting now, you see this gorgeous lion's body opening up to you. And he brings his energy and awareness to his phallus. And he makes available to you his powerful, life-giving, procreative energy. And he makes his pleasure and his masculinity available to you in a way to receive in your body that brings you joy. And I invite you to explore being with this energy and explore being with your body and what it's like being with the whole body of God as a goddess. And shifting again, he makes his strength and size known again. You see just how big he is, massive, and he brings your awareness to his bones, and to his structure, and to his protection, and to his containment. And you become aware that he starts to transmit the energy from his bones into your bones, into your structure, so that you can carry this masculine energy gracefully through your life and into the world. Beautiful. And he has just opened his whole body to your body. And he is now reminding you of this message and reminding you of the stone that you have in your hand, and wants to clearly and lovingly transmit this message that is housed in your body. And he wants to put it into a format that can now be housed into that stone. So he programs the stone that you're holding in your hand with this message that he has specifically for you. And you can feel the energy of the transmission going from his body into the stone in your hand. And he says to you one more time, my love, I want you to know that. As you feel the rest of the message of what he wants you to know, enter into the stone. Feeling this beautiful stone in your hand. He invites you to put it in a safe place, because he shifts again and he makes it aware that he wants you to climb onto his back. And as you come up to this gorgeous lion, you can feel his mane, and you can feel him making himself available to you, so you can put your hand on the fur and then onto his back, and you can climb on top of this lion's back. And as you're secure on this lion, he shows you his power and grace, and he leaps up into the heavens, up into the sky, and taking you to heights that you have never seen. And then he brings you back down into earth, and you land on the earth. And you feel him walking you back into the forest, back into that path that you started on. And as he brings you back to your path, your spiritual path, which is clearly going in the right direction, he lowers himself, indicating for you to get off of his body. And then you feel so compelled. He's there so sweetly, and he lowers his head, and you go to him and rest your head on his forehead. And he says to you, I am here for you. I am always here for you, even if you don't see me. And as you're resting your head on the sweet lions, you can feel yourself want to express your gratitude and express all the ways that you want to say thank you. And it's also the time to share anything with him, anything that you would love to share, to tell him. Now is the time to speak your truth and to share your devotion and appreciation. So beautiful. And as you express your gratitude, you feel like you have received an amazing gift into your body. And you have your stone. And now you know where to go. Now you know it's time to turn back around and walk back on your path. The path that's leading you into your future. But for now, this path is going to lead you back here, back into your body, back into the room, back into this moment, and back into this circle. And taking a few moments to fully come back, I want to start to play a song for you. And this song is not in English, but and staying in this moment with the reception of what you just received. If you wanted to write something down, you can. We're in such a ripe place of receptivity. And so what I would like us to do is to anchor this into our bodies. And I would like to anchor this into our bodies by doing a Qigong practice. And so I want to also be present a few things before we start our Qigong practice. Qigong, there are 3,000 different documented styles of Qigong. So this is one, right? And this is a yang practice. This form is called Great Spirit Rising. At the same time, there are some of you that are going to bed soon. So you don't want to do the form of Great Spirit Rising with a massive amount of energy when you're about to fall asleep. So having the awareness when you're practicing Qigong of how you feel now and how you want to feel at the end. So some of us are starting our days. It's early in the morning and you're going to wake up and you want to wake up, right? Some of us are going to be falling asleep. So how we do and express this practice is unique to us because Qigong puts us in right relation with the time of day, with our seasons. And we're about to anchor this into our bodies. And for most of us on this call, it's summertime and it's hot and warm. But not for everyone. Some of them, they're in the deep yin. It's the cold winter yin time. And so just like on the yin yang symbol, you see the place where there's the light part and there's a dark center, and there's the dark part and there's a light center. It's totally appropriate to, in the deepest part of the yin and the darkest winter, to have one yang practice, to be the light in the darkness. It's totally appropriate. So each one of us are going to approach this form from a very different expression. Okay? And we all just received something really beautiful. And I want to take it out of just this place where we had an experience kind of in our mind, maybe in an imagination I kind of remember and don't remember. And I want to turn it into something that is practical and real and solid. So I invite you to stand up with me so we can practice this form. And keeping in mind where you are, and so letting that be part of your intention. And if it feels right, you can keep your stone in your pocket. And I'm going to step back. I just want to make sure you can still see me and hear me. Okay. And if you can't see me well, you should maybe put me on the spotlight or on, here, I'll spotlight my video. I want to see, actually, I don't want to do that because I want to see all of you. But if you want to see me clearly, make me be your primary, but I want to see you. Okay. Clearing the space. In Qigong, there's so much to say that I'm not going to say now. You want to make sure you have enough room to raise and lower your hands. Okay? This is the space that we're going to need. This form is called Great Spirit Rising. And in the first few passages, I'm going to give you a lot of instruction. And while I'm talking right now, just kind of feel like we're just standing up again for the first time. So start to bring your awareness down. Again, always, I noticed my pattern is to drop from the center, top of my head to the center of my body, down into the dantian, down into my legs, into the feet, and into the earth. And at the soles of your feet, imagine the roots are entering through the floor into the earth. So you can connect with the nourishment and the stability of the earth. And as we're preparing for this form, feel this energy now, draw it up from the earth. Draw it up through your feet, up through your legs, and up into your pelvis, into your dantian, into your womb space. This helps you feel rooted and anchored. And from this place, we're going to draw the energy up even further from our roots. And so now imagine down at the roots, we're going to travel further through our body. Inhaling the energy up through our roots, through your legs, through your dantian. And now feel it filling up your belly, up your chest, up your breast, up your back. And feel the energy pour out down through your arms, down into your elbows, and down into the palms of your hands. The palms of your hands are really important in this form. They become very active and magnetic. And I'm still preparing us for this form just to really get us grounded. And so we're going to go back from our roots and travel further now. We're going to travel all the way through our body, drawing this energy up from our roots, through our body, drawing energy in through our arms, and up through the top of our head, and feeling the top of your head opening, and the energy go through the top of your head. And there's a little bit of movement, momentum there. It goes through the ceiling, up through outside of your house, up into the atmosphere, and up to that source of divinity in which you feel the most aligned. This is called vertical alignment. And so from this place, we're ready to learn the form. And to learn a form, we always have to empty our cup. Even though we're filled with vertical alignment, we're going to bring our feet together and bow forward. And as you bow forward, you're releasing all the thoughts that are about to be, I don't know how to do this form. What is she doing? I can't. Just let all that go. There, as it pours out onto the floor. And when that feels empty, and you feel ready, slowly feeling your feet on the floor, gradually taking a few deep breaths, gradually rise up, one vertebra at a time. Until the top of your head is lifted, roll your shoulders back and step out. Okay, so this form, Great Spirit Rising. The trickiest part is wondering if you did your right hand or your left hand. Let that go, it doesn't matter. I'm going to open my hands and rest them beside me. So your hands are rested, your feet are grounded, your belly is soft, the top of your head is lifted, the tongue is on the roof of your mouth, your eyes are slightly open. And so this is a yang form. Yang, we stand in courage, eyes wide open courage. We see what is happening. The first few times I'm going to tell you a bunch and then we'll do it in silence. So here we are learning our first pass. When you're ready with your own inhale, when you're ready to inhale and draw energy up from the earth into the palm of your hands like this. And then when you're ready to exhale, scoop this energy and lift it up to the heavens, as if you're offering something, you're releasing it. And once you've released it, and then you're ready to receive, you start to inhale. Your left hand comes on the inside, your right hand protects. As your hands float down so slowly, my hands are open and soft. But by the time it makes it to my face, my left hand, the one on the inside, starts to make a fist. And by the time it's at my heart, my fist is soft. But by the time it drops all the way down to my dantian, to my belly, to my womb, it is firm and solid. Now I soften everything, give it back to my heart, and then give it back down to the earth with an exhale, and I sink down and return to the earth. Your next inhale, inhaling, rising up, scooping, giving, offering, and ready to receive. Inhale, your right hand is on the inside. Your left hand protects. Your hands are soft And then slowly making a fist as your hands lower down. Soften everything and give it to your heart. And then exhale, lower down, give it all back to the earth. Inhaling this time as your hands rise up, imagine there are sunflowers growing underneath your hands. Scooping up, releasing, giving, and now receiving that message, receiving the message from the Divine Father and pulling it into your body, going from etheric into physical, manifest, tangible form as your fist becomes solid. And softly giving it back to your heart as you gently rise up and then sink back down, giving it to the earth. Inhaling, rising up, giving rise to whatever is in your life that you're growing, reaching, offering your life, your gifts to the divine, and receiving that message, that love down into your body, as if you're grasping it, as if you're pulling it into physical form. Soften, give it to your heart, and give it back. Inhaling, what are you growing? Exhaling, what are you releasing? Inhaling, what are you receiving from the Divine Masculine? Soften it to your heart and give it all back to the earth. Inhale. Scoop it up. Oh. And receive. Let's do this one more time on each side in silence. Let the form teach you. Beautiful. Those of us that practice Qigong, we don't want this to end, but we're gonna bow out with this. So what we're gonna do, this came to me really strong. You just leveled up. So what I want us to do is make a big breath and reaching up. And as you're reaching up, we're going to do 3 breaths because I kind of want to give you, I want to presence it. What you're going to do is you're going to, like, together, let's just let our hands float down, and let your hands float down as if they're in honey. Your elbows are floating down. Your elbows are floating down so slowly. And as your hands are floating down, it's as if it's pressing or sealing, not tightly. It's just gently sealing this energy into your body, all the way from your etheric field, all the way down through the center of your body, down into the earth. It's like a completing movement. It's a sealing and completing movement. And you just up-leveled, right? And this, what I want you to do is imagine your energetic field. My mom would call this magic bubble, no trouble. And so when you're in magic bubble, no trouble, you have enough space around you. You can freely express yourself inside this magic bubble, no trouble. You have complete freedom of movement. However, outside of this bubble, it is so strong and so secure that nothing can penetrate unless it's in resonance with you. I feel like I need to do a few more of these because I want to finish this transmission. But beyond the outside, there's another layer. This is what's important. There's another layer outside, and it's a soft, malleable, flexible, inviting layer. So that when you enter into your new paradigm, you've just leveled up. But your old structures have not leveled up yet. So if you show up as your new up-leveled self into a place that has not leveled up too, there might be conflict, or there might be something that you bump up against. And so when you bump up against it now with this new container that's soft, the person you bump up against won't get so bent out of shape. Yet at the same time, nothing can come into your space. And you have freedom of movement within your space. So I want you to have that awareness as you move through after this temple out into the world. Okay, so we've created our magic bubble, no trouble, around us. And so we're going to close this circle. And to close this part of the temple, we need to bow out of it. So when your hands are up, you bring your left foot toward your right foot, and then you close by dropping your hands and gently rising up. And this like seals you, so you feel complete in this movement. And to honor the harmony of yin and yang, make a fist with your right hand. Your right hand, this is yang, this is masculine, it is skilled, it is present, it is strong, it is undeniable. This is you. And then you have your yin. This is the moon. It's malleable, flexible, compassionate. It loves, it yields. So bring this to your heart. Your heart has the capacity to hold the paradox. And then bow forward and bow to each other. Bow to yourself. Bow to the masculines in your world, to your father, to your brother, to your son, to your husband, to your partner, to your lover, to the aspects of yourself, to God. So that when you're ready, you can draw that back into your body so that you can fully harmonize with your masculine and feminine energies. And when you step out and take your place in this world as a complete, whole, beautiful being. And see, I'm going to step right over here. We are now in a new structure, and we have the potential to open new paradigms, new portals. I have no idea what's about to come from this work, but I know something will come. And so I'm going to illustrate it. I'm going to open up this portal and see what's there. Beam of light. You're about to enter into. Welcome. So let's come back to our seats. Mm. So we're at our time, and I really want to value our time together and stay true to it. So I want to open this up one more opportunity because I would like to hear about I have a few things we still have to do. I'd love to hear about what you received or what your gift was. And if there's anything that needs to be spoken about, how you took something and brought it into a tangible form, I would really like to hear about that. Like what tangible thing you're going to carry in, because we're at a full moon right now. And so it's beautiful. We have these opportunities every full moon to like reconnect, right? So it's a perfect time to say from this full moon to our next full moon, we just received a message from our divine. And we know that we're shifting the paradigms. We just wrapped ourselves in a magic bubble. So we know that we just upgraded. There might not be everything around us upgrading. So how are we going to gracefully navigate into the next chapter? Right? And so that's what I know that's kind of an open question, but I'd like to hear how you're receiving that. And yeah.
I'm going to be more true to my truth and speak my truth more regularly in small ways, all the time, and in big ways sometimes.
Awesome. I love that. And you know what? We're gonna still do this. We're still doing the same thing. We're having the same resonance, but we're gonna merge because we're that powerful. We can do two things at once. We're multi-dimensional, multi-capacity. Because of time and space, we're going to stitch out. And as we stitch out, when we blow our candle out, we're gonna share what we received. Okay? So we're gonna do that again. So Sarah Jane, she did it first. So you're going to blow out, and then we'll all follow suit. Okay? And this, again, is popcorn style. So whenever you feel compelled,
I'm going to bring more of an ability to
Maria, can you stop the music?
yes.
Despite all other things about them, know that there is love and be able to accept that in the form that it takes.
Thank you. Despite all.
I wanted to share that I received acceptance and grace. I have a lot of work to do, but I'm ready to do that so I can see masculinity is sacred. I want that. You all for being.
Beautiful.
I received standing in my sovereign queen.
Mm.
And I'm going to add, thank you, making space for the sovereign king.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I received, I have the capacity.
I received not to be afraid, to shine your light, let it shine. Don't be afraid of your power. Allow the masculine and feminine to embrace who you are inside and let it shine. Don't be afraid to step out.
Hi. My candle went out, so um which is funny because it's my birthday today. So I feel with this that I can there's a lot of signs that are pointing me onto the right path, and that I have a lot of healing I need to do, and that I need to just continue to be brave
Be brave.
and do things differently.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I received grace.
I receive a drop of healing light, feel like emerald green color, just dropping in and touching every cell inside my body. That's from the top of my head. On my feet, I receive this pristine white light, like peacock fanning out. It's spinning so bright, and I see that's the tender light in me, the part that I always feel so vulnerable, but indeed that's the most pristine and beautiful part of me. And I see that each one of us having this brilliant light, and when we hold our hands and having gathering together, we vibrate so bright and beautifully together. And I see me in you, and I feel this brotherhood and sisterhood vibrating so bright, magnificently. And I just feel home here. Thank you.
Mm. And I received each one of you, and I received support from you. I don't know how to, I have challenged asking for support, and I received support, and I feel that. So thank you. And the message that I received is, I am here. And it's so important. We spent an amount of time like activating the container that I think it's really important also to like close the container. And so knowing that this is not a one time, do meditation one time and then it's all solved. It's like, but for now, we're complete for now. And there's lots of, I heard people say there's more, I have to do, right? And so there's lots of opportunity to keep working and developing and growing, working with ourselves. And between now and this next full moon, that's the question, that's my inquiry to you. Like, what practical things are you going to do to embody this masculinity? And between now and this full moon, I keep saying this full moon because our sister Rose here, she's going to do her next temple that we have scheduled on the books that we know about is on the next full moon. So it's a perfect time to think about, and then she can speak about her temple, but I think it'll be really great at releasing all the stuff that we processed through this next month. Rose, would you like to share with us what you have scheduled?
Absolutely. So I put this in the chat for you all. So yeah, the next full moon in August is actually a blue moon. And so we're going to be definitely conjuring up some fire energy around this. So this temple is for you if you like burning things, if you find power in releasing and transforming through the power of fire. We're going to combine that with the essence of oils and fire pit not required. So you can take a look there too. But if you have one, good for you. Good on you. If you have a fire pit, please join me. But if you don't, if you have a small porch, just anywhere you want to be outside, that works just as well. So yeah, so we'd just love to see you all join me in temple.
Mm-hmm. And it's online, so if you're all over the world, you can still join. Sarah's already signing up. All right. So let us come to completion and to celebrate, we brought a sacrament, right? So you have a little bite of food. Mine is, I saw Sarah Jane post that hers was all very nutritious. Mine has some grapes and nuts and chocolate. So if you have something to sip, yeah, even eating yours, something to sip or something to eat, just taking a moment and putting it in your body, it's a way to seal it in, to like make it so, And so we're saying goodbye to Tara, and we're saying goodbye really to everyone, and saying thank you so much for being here. And I'm about to play a song. So for those that you want to stay and kind of just unwind, we can stay for a moment, and we're officially reframed, and let's celebrate. And this song is for you. Well, Emily, this is your birthday. So I know you might, I don't know if you think you got to go, but hopefully you stay for this song because I want to celebrate your birthday with you. And this song is kind of a sweet little song. I don't know why it moves me so emotionally, but it does. And it's fun. And it's playful. I know that's not the song. This is the song. Make sure it's coming. It takes a second. You do have to go. It's dinner time for your birthday. You can do one song. Emily, so we're off now. We can loosen up. One thing I want to say is we don't know each other, but Emily is my sister. And we have, so this is perfect about fatherhood wound because we share a father. And we didn't grow up together, but we saw each other every once in a while. And he's passed away now. And so now we're slowly but surely getting reacquainted with each other. And so here we are. So I just wanted everyone to kind of just like celebrate that this is really special.
Maria,
yes.
I want to thank you so much for doing this. This was really life-changing and healing.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for supporting me, Sandra. It was you that
Always.
I was like, I need help. And then you're like, well, actually, let's do it at this time. That was here's a Zoom link. We're going to have a meeting. I'm like, okay, great. Yeah.
Love to you all.
Good night.
See you next time. Good night.
Good night. Thank you, Sandra.
Bye. Thank you, Maria. So beautiful
Bye.
to meet you. Have a beautiful, happy birthday, Emily.
Nice meeting all you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Bye, Pita.
See you, Wendy.
Bye, sweetheart.
Bye.
Bye, Daisy. Bye, Sandra.
Bye.
See you again soon.
Bye, Wendy.
Bye, honey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
That was fun.
So delicious. And happy birthday, Emily.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday. I wish I would have known that beforehand. I would have brought a little cupcake for you.
Aw. Thank you.
I'll send you some delicious, yummy virtual birthday cake and virtual.
Daisy, I'm from San Diego, so it's interesting that you're there, and I'm in Connecticut now, but I'm from San Diego.
Nice.
It's funny because I was like, when you said Connecticut, I was like, oh, somebody from the East Coast, because I'm down here in Texas like 5 years ago from DC area, but I'm from New York, upstate New York.
Okay.
And I don't, it's like, there's nobody down here from the East Coast. It's like when you said that, I'm like, oh, there's somebody from home, even though it's like Connecticut, you know?
Texas is so different.
I lived in upstate New York for many years before I come to
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
So many different places. Sherburne, Hamilton, where else? Seneca Falls.
Yep.
Rochester. Yeah.
I'm from Syracuse.
Oh yeah, Syracuse. That's where I go all the time.
Very wintry. Very wintry.
Yeah.
My parents are from Canada, so very close by.
Yeah, only 2 or 3 hours away.
Snow country for sure. Same with Connecticut.
Emily, what are you about to go do? You're about to have your dinner?
I think we're just gonna order in because it's 8 o'clock here.
Yeah.
So I think we're just gonna get some Indian food, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. We haven't decided.
That sounds fabulous.
It's time to decide and have some Indian food. That sounds really good. Can we connect sometime after? I would love to.
Are you around tomorrow?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me too, hopefully. All right, so maybe tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I have to call my family, and it's on the East Coast, so it's probably 8 o'clock there.
Time to time.
Yeah. I promised them I would call.
Oh, he keeps calling.
Okay. Well, then let's just close it up. And I love you all. And I'll send out an email in a couple, maybe tomorrow, today.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Daisy,
Thank you.
for all your inspiration. Oof.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Alrighty.
I love you.
Bye.
Love you.